Recently, I came across an article by Game Rant that said they have ordered the 10 most overpowered quirk skills in My Hero Ultra Rumble, at least according to them. So I'm interested to see what they've come up with, and you guys can let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with their ordering. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the number 10 character on the list. So the 10th most powerful quirk in the game, according to Game Rant, is Himeka Toga's Bloodsucker transformation. They say Toga is one of the best technical characters in My Hero Ultra Rumble, especially for players who have mastered the difficult to use villain. I don't know, I mean, she's somewhat difficult, but I don't know. Toga has the unique ability to transform into any of the other characters throughout the match by getting access to their blood. As such, her third quirk skill allows her to throw out several prongs to steal her opponent's blood and transform into them. It also deals damage at the same time. This long-range move also deals, okay, they say the same thing, deals a good amount of damage with each prong that hits the enemy, and it's really like auto-targeting. It's so easy to use, right? And so they put at level 9 it deals 105 shield damage, at level 9 it deals 84 HP damage, and then she can transform, and that lasts for 55 seconds or almost a whole minute, which I will admit is pretty good. I don't know that I would say this particular skill is overpowered. I mean, it's overpowered in the sense that once you transform like into Bakugo, then you're overpowered. But I don't know. It's up there for one of the better quirks, I guess. It's kind of fair for her to be in the top 10. In the number 9 spot, we have Ochaco or Araka's Home Run Comet. This one is definitely up there as one of the best skills in the game. I think it should be higher than 9 personally. I placed Araka low on my tier list previously, but the only reason for that is because of her alpha skill being buggy. So, I mean, if that ever gets fixed, she's easy meta character, high tier. Right, so Ochaco or Araka isn't a very popular choice in My Hero Ultra Rumble. What? What are they on about? But is an incredible fighter when picked up by a skilled player. Spin to win is skill? What? Araka uses her zero gravity quirk to defeat her opponents in battle while also making her allies lighter so that they can float across the map. You should not be making your allies lighter. You should be making yourself lighter in most circumstances unless you're just trying to have fun. Araka's Home Run Comet is her best quirk skill yet, as it allows her to control a large area while inflicting loads of pressure and damage with a large object in hand. Araka swings around for as long as gamers hold down the skill button and there is still any charges left. At level 9 it deals 100 shield damage with 3 hits before knocking the enemy down, and then at level 9 it deals 150 HP damage with 3 hits before knocking the enemy down. And it's important to note that she can keep spinning until the opponent stands back up again and hit them for another 3 hits. So yeah, they didn't even mention that in this part at all for Araka, because that should definitely move that higher than number 9. Mountain Lady's Stomp should not be above Araka's Spin. I don't care what anyone says, okay? While the Stomp can be good, you can't spam it in giant form. If you could spam it in giant form, there might be an argument, but you know. Mountain Lady's Caldera Stomp. Mountain Lady is one of the most popular choices for fans of My Hero Ultra Rumble. Less and less popular now, as she is most certainly one of the best characters in the game. Okay, Mountain Lady's second quirk skill, the Caldera Stomp, is an incredible move that can be activated over and over to dish out continuous damage to an area, if you're small. At level 9, Caldera Stomp has 6 charges, meaning that fans can string together 6 Caldera Stomps, one after another upon her enemies. This move is excellent for taking on a single target, but even better for attacking multiple enemies who happen to be standing in the same spot. At level 9, it deals 189 guard point damage with 3 consecutive blows, and then also at level 9, it deals 189 HP damage with 3 consecutive blows, so the same amount of shield and health damage. I don't know that this one necessarily deserves to be in the top. Like, it's good, but like, I don't know. Shigaraki better be above her, right? Okay, next we have Dabi at number 7, which is kind of interesting. His Ring of Fire is really good for blocking projectiles, but damage-wise, I feel like Dabi is a hard character to actually use damage-wise. He is probably one of the harder technical characters to play. I think personally Dabi is harder than Toga to play, just in terms of kit. Like, I do know his alpha skill has projectiles that track, which is like dumb easy, right? But other than his alpha skill, using his other skills does require a little bit of skill. So Dabi is another technical character in My Hero Ultra Rumble, and one that fans have to practice around with before being able to take him into competitive game modes. Okay? Essentially, Dabi is a trapper, meaning that he is best at leaving behind traps for enemies to trip over and take damage, as well as setting the enemy up with his Ring of Fire. Dabi's Ring of Fire is his best move, as it deals prominent damage, sets up the enemy for further vulnerability, and defends Dabi from outside projectiles. While this move has only one charge, even at level 9, Ring of Fire has a quick recharge time, making it a significant tool to use at any point in time. At level 9, for shields and health, it deals 210 damage if the enemy, big key, if the enemy stays in the fire. Who have you ever seen just stand in the Ring of Fire? Going down, down, down in a ring of fire. Okay, anyways, inflicts enemies with the burn status, which slowly depletes their HP for a short time. You know, that's the best part right there. The burn status is the best part. And then, of course, the deflecting projectiles is what you mainly want to use this for. Please don't try to use this particular skill for doing that 210 damage. Use that for defense. This is a crazy good quirk, though. I do think it's fair for it to be here, but not for damage's sake. It's mainly because it blocks projectiles, which is good. Alright, Kirishima, number 6, his red counter. Kirishima is one of the strongest heroes to choose from in My Hero Ultra Rumble, as his second quirk skill hits harder than most other moves. It hits so hard. As a close range character that lacks movement, I don't know that he lacks movement. I mean, like, he's not as good as some other characters in movement, but he has movement, okay? He has movement. Kirishima's power resides in his ability to inflict damage up close. Red counter, Kirishima's second quirk, is a close range attack that dashes towards an enemy and hits them with a single blow. This move deals massive damage and has 3 charges, making it easy to devastate enemies. At level 9, it deals 162 damage to the guard points and the HP, and can instantly knock opponents down. Yes, it is a very, very good move. I do think that particular move actually deserves to be up here. I think it deserves to probably be a little bit higher than 6, maybe like 5 or 4, because I don't think people realize how strong Kirishima's beta quirk is. It's really, really good. All right, and number 5, Ibara. Ibara's up here. Yes, actually, this is fair. When she's able to do it, her crucifixion is nuts, okay? The key is being able to actually pull it off. So, Ibara Shiozaki is one of the many characters that fans are able to eventually unlock in My Hero Ultra Rumble, and stands out as one of the most unique heroes with her thorned hair. Shiozaki fights using her hair, and with her third quirk skill, Crucifixion, she can entangle her opponents. This move grabs a single enemy and attacks them while they're left vulnerable to other attacks. What's more is that Crucifixion ignores the opponent's guard points gauge, which is true. It is a true damage ability, and damages their HP bar straight away, much like Shigaraki can do. The fact that allies can deal additional damage while the enemy is strung up is one of the best aspects of Crucifixion. Facts. Okay, so if you have a coordinated team who gives you the opportunity to use the skill, puts in extra damage, keeps the enemies away, Ibara can be insanely good with her Crucifixion, right? And then it deals 159 HP damage directly to the character while ignoring guard points. So Ibara can be very, very, very strong. So I actually agree with this one being up here, and I think 5 is actually a fair place for it. Next we have Momo Yaoyorozu's Create, Strike, and Stop. So for Momo Yaoyorozu is a support class hero in My Hero Ultra Rumble, and uses her quirk to create various items to fight off opponents, as well as support her teammates. Create, Strike, and Stop is Yaoyorozu's first quirk skill, and it lets her create a random melee weapon to fend for herself. This move may be melee based, but the weapon strikes actually reach a bit further through waves. This move can be spammed very easily against enemies, as it has 10 charges that work consecutively with each other. After 3 hits with Create, Strike, and Stop, the enemy will fall back invulnerable, but the leftover charges can be saved for when they awaken. And at level 9, it will deal 124 guard point damage and 126 HP damage. Now, I kind of disagree with this particular skill being here. If I were to pick a Momo skill, I'd pick her beta skill because they do get knocked down after 3 hits of her alpha skill right here, which kind of limits how much damage you can do. But her beta skill makes her invulnerable. She can do 2 runs at a person after they get knocked down if they do it right. Her beta skill is very, very strong. However, me saying that, it did just get nerfed. So maybe this is stronger than the beta skill, but at the time this article was written, it was written before all the buffs and nerfs that just came through. So at the point in time that this was written, I would argue the beta skill is better, you know. Okay, for the 3rd place spot, Shigaraki's in the 3rd place spot with this. If it's the skill that's shown in the picture right here, that doesn't seem right to me. This should be, in my opinion, as much as I don't like playing Shigaraki because he doesn't have the range that I like on other characters, I think this particular skill right here might be the most broken skill in the game. Like, it's really, really good. So on the list of the best characters in My Hero Ultra Rumble, Tomohiro Shigaraki stands tall as he is capable of taking out entire teams with his grand abilities. Shigaraki's quirk skills are all amazing in their own way, but his second quirk skill proves itself to be very potent. Ground Destruction is an AoE attack that starts from where Shigaraki is standing and then spreads out, and by the time you get to level 9, it is massive. The circumference in which the move spreads out depends on the player's quirk skill level. This move deals fascinating damage to enemies struck in the AoE, which leaves the opportunity for multiple opponents to be downed thanks to ground destruction, especially in enclosed areas. And then so at level 9, if an enemy stays in the AoE, meaning they can't get out, it takes an entire bar of guard points or an entire bar of HP. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He's, you can't, I feel like he should be number 1, but who's above him? All right, let's take a look. All Might's Texas Smash. You're going to put All Might's Alpha skill above Shigaraki. Okay. It was going all right. Let's see what they say. All Might is regarded as the most powerful hero in My Hero Academia, and My Hero Ultra Rumble, the strongest character, is highly debated, but All Might is certainly up there on that list. All Might uses his One for All abilities to propel monstrous attacks towards his enemies, which are mainly single targets. Texas Smash is All Might's first quirk, and is reminiscent of many other ranged quirk attacks like Deku's first quirk skill or Bakugo's AP shot. Texas Smash has 12 charges at level 9, all of which can be shot in bursts of 2 charges. These ranged attacks are very powerful and can down opponents fairly quickly with precise aim, but here's the problem: they are medium range. They are not nearly as long range as like Bakugo and Deku, which they failed to mention. At level 9, it deals 81 damage with 1 shot to either guard points or HP, but commonly is used with its double burst, bringing the damage to 162, which is actually a really good amount of damage, but still, Shigaraki's better. And then at level 9, you can take out enemies with 8 consecutive blows. 8 consecutive. 8? You have to land 8 hits. It's not that easy, okay? It's not that easy the way it works, trust me. All Might is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. He has a high win rate right now because people are just now starting to unlock him and be able to play him consistently. But we're going to see that win rate go down. Like, mark my words. So putting All Might at number 2. I mean, I like the character, but come on. Shigaraki is far superior to All Might when it comes to like just the damage that can be done. And it seems like this list, they're basing it mostly on damage. So, yeah. Alright, and at number 1, Bakugo's AP shot. Nowhere in here do we have Deku's air cannon either, which is really insane, or Todoroki's alpha ability. Those weren't talked about. So, I don't know about this list, guys. Anyways, Bakugo's AP shot has been tossed around the community as the best fighter that players can use in My Hero Ultra Rumble. Bakugo has an arsenal of tools that mow through his enemies' defenses and can move around the map with ease. AP shot is Bakugo's first quirk skill, and much like All Might's, can be spammed to drive an onslaught of damage onto his enemies. Unlike other ranged attacks, Bakugo's AP shot is much quicker, meaning he can deal greater damage than other heroes with ranged attacks. This move also hits a lot further with its 8 charges at level 9 than other ranged moves. Deku still goes further than Bakugo's when you crouch, making it one of Bakugo's best options to use from afar. Alright, and then at level 9, it'll deal 77 guard point damage and 77 HP damage, and you can take out enemies with 8 consecutive blows, is what they say. I mean, Bakugo's definitely up there, but since the nerfs came through, let's be honest, if they're basing this on damage, Shigaraki's number 1. Okay? Then we can have a debate about who's number 2 and number 3, and let's just talk about the characters that haven't even made it onto this list. I mean, I feel like they did the research. A lot of what they were saying was solid, but it's really hard to give them credit where credit's due. It's always hard to come up with a definitive list that everybody's going to agree upon, you know, and I'm sure when you go down and look at the comments on this video, we'll have a lot of different opinions, you know, so feel free to share your opinion in the comments, and if you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.
Maybach